Most welcome to finally a new video on my YouTube channel. I have to apologize for being silent for quite a while. It was out of my control. I am from time to time under chemotherapy for cancer disease, so then it might strike me quite heavily, which makes it difficult or rather impossible to record new videos. But now I am pretty well again and will come up with a series of videos, 4 to be precise, as I think right now, about the World Championship in IBCA from 1986. This is a little bit to show you interesting games, but also to give a little bit of history of chess. So the first game is an historic game in the sense that earlier Soviet players always agreed to quick draws. They drew against each other and then tried to beat the other opponents in the World Championship. So they normally won, and they had the right to have many players because they normally had the world champion, and they were also a great chess nation. So in 1986, there were 3 players: Krylov, the reigning world champion; Berlinsky, at that time, for the first time, reigning Soviet champion; and Strakov. The first round, I happened to play Berlinsky, and he crushed me. Maybe I will show that game later on, but it was not that very interesting game. He simply understood the position so much better than I did, and I lost in, let's say, I don't remember, 22, 23 moves as white. Later on, I had my revenge on him in the World Championship in 1990. In the first round, also Strakov and Krylov, they played the draw, I think, in 11 moves. But now we come to round 3, where Krylov has the white pieces against Sergey Krylov against Vladimir, I think his name was, Berlinsky. I think both of these persons were very sympathetic. I especially tried to communicate with Berlinsky from time to time, but as I didn't speak any Russian and he didn't speak English more than a few words, it was difficult. But sometimes you can sense if a person is a nice one or not, and I think that was the case with both players. Although I had terrible results against Krylov, he might anyway be a nice guy. We played a very interesting game in the World Championship in 2006 that I will show later on. So, and you who are in need of seeing the moves and also the timestamps, please open the description to this video and you will find it all there. So, we start off Krylov playing white, and at that time it was not so easy to get ELO ratings. So even those strong players, really strong players, I would say that both Berlinsky and Krylov at that time had a strength of maybe 2350, or Krylov he peaked later on 24 something, low 24, I think he was on 2420 or something like this. They were good players, but in the list here they stand on 2205 only. But they also came a time when it was easier to play ELO rated tournaments, so they both rose in rating. So Krylov plays Knight Foxtrot 3. And this is a move that Krylov normally didn't play. He was a very faithful Qe4 player. I think all his life he played Qe4 normally. So this shows that Krylov probably expected a quick draw. He didn't want to show his cards really, what he actually had prepared against certain lines or so. So he played knight foxtrot 3, probably thinking that, yeah, we just played 10, 11 moves and then it will be a draw. Berlinsky went for knight foxtrot 6, knight to foxtrot 6. And Krylov played golf 3, golf 3. Berlinsky played golf 6, golf 6. And white pawn to bravo 3, pawn to bravo 3. Planning to fianchetto both bishops on bravo 2 and golf 2. Black played bishop golf 7, bishop to golf 7, and it followed bishop bravo 2, bishop to bravo 2. Black castled kingside, castles kingside. And white developed bishop golf 2, bishop to golf 2. Here we still could have steered into more Greenfeld-like game if black had played delta 5, but Berlinsky was a good King's India player. He played delta 6, pawn to delta 6. And now black threatens to expand in the center with echo 5, so white plays pawn delta 4, pawn to delta 4. Black went on, knight bravo delta 7, knight bravo delta 7. Yeah, perfectly normal way of playing. I think one could also have tried pawn Charlie 5, for example. White, knight bravo delta 2, knight bravo delta 2. Yeah, it's a little passive. Maybe pushing the pawn to Charlie 4, follow up with knight Charlie 3. And yeah, of course, castles would be something if you really wanted to play for the win. But I still think that the mindset of Sergey Krylov was still that it should soon be a draw. Black pushed pawn to echo 5, pawn to echo 5. White captured. Delta takes echo 5, delta takes echo 5. And black played knight golf 4, knight to golf 4. A small tactical trick, pretty well known, because yeah, the echo pawn is pinned because of the bishop would hang on bravo 2 if the pawn now would move. So black will regain the pawn on echo 5. White played rook bravo 1, rook to bravo 1, protecting on bravo 2. Black played knight golf takes echo 5, knight golf takes echo 5. And white played knight delta 4, knight delta 4. And I'm not sure, but somewhere here Krylov offered draw. I didn't listen to the game. I was busy with my own game. So, but my coach told me that yeah, Krylov offered draw somewhere around move 10, and Berlinsky, shockingly for all Soviet players, except Berlinsky, of course, rejected. Knight delta 4. Black played knight to Charlie 5, knight to Charlie 5. And white castled. Yeah, black played knight Charlie 5, sorry. Knight to Charlie 5 and white castled. What kind of position is this? I think that white has a slight edge thanks to the very good bishop on golf 2. And it is also possible for white to soon advance pawns on the queen side, which actually happens. So I think white has not a big, but a slight edge here. So that is even more interesting to see that Berlinsky refused to draw a draw in a slightly worse position. But he, as we see, will actually take some pretty big risks here to play for the whole point. He played pawn foxtrot 5, pawn to foxtrot 5. And that is not a good move at all. It breaks some of the rules. In chess, black is not fully developed. He opens the position, takes some weaknesses, but his idea is clear. He wants to push foxtrot 4, trying to drum up the kingside attack, which absolutely is not easy to do. White has a very stable position, but it shows the intention. Black is going for it, really. Rook echo 8 would probably have been a better move, but psychologically, I think foxtrot 5 was a brilliant decision. After having rejected the draw, pushing and then showing that I have no respect for you, Sergey, I will play for the win, no matter what the Soviet authorities would think of it. White pushed pawn to bravo 4, which is a good move. Advancing bravo 4, Charlie 4 is part of White's normal plan here. Black replied with knight alpha 4, knight to alpha 4. And of course, White don't want to lose the dark squared bishop, so it retreats to bishop alpha 1. Bishop alpha 1. And as the knight on alpha 4 is a little bit out of play, isolated from the rest of the troops, it retreats to knight bravo 6. Knight to bravo 6. Yeah, here one can see that it seems like black threatens now to plonk a knight on Charlie 4, but that is not the case, because after an exchange of knights on Charlie 4 first, then White has bishop delta 5 check, picking up the knight on Charlie 4, so that is not possible at the moment. Therefore, White pushes Charlie 4, pawn to Charlie 4. And yeah, for the same reason as I just mentioned, it is not a good idea for black to capture on Charlie 4. So, White here, according to Stockfish, has a clear advantage, more than a pawn actually. All White's pieces are well placed. Two very well placed bishops, centralized knight on delta 4. The knight on delta 2 is not fantastic, but not bad at either. It at least protects Charlie 4. And White could also continue to expand on the queen side with alpha 4, alpha 5. White has a clear, almost winning advantage. But chess is not only about rationality, it is very much about psychology. Black played queen to echo 7, queen to echo 7. White played queen Charlie 2, queen to Charlie 2, perfectly okay move. And black pushed Charlie 5, pawn to Charlie 5. Black and White captured. Bravo takes Charlie 5. Bravo takes Charlie 5. This was not necessary and probably not the best move. I more like knight to Bravo 5. I don't think that it would be a problem for White had black captured on Bravo 4. That pawn would fall sooner or later, anyway, probably sooner. So yeah, we can capture it directly. I think even rook takes bravo 4, and if the black pawn disappears from Charlie 5, black would have problems fighting for controlling central squares. Pawn on Charlie 5 is good to control delta 4. So bravo takes Charlie 5 was white's move, and black recaptures. Delta takes Charlie 5. Delta takes Charlie 5. And now knight bravo 5 follows. Knight to bravo 5. And we can see here that there is an imminent threat. Yeah, black always, put it like this. Black always has to check whether white now can capture on alpha 7. Knight takes alpha 7, because after black recaptures, rook takes alpha 7, then rook takes bravo 6 could follow, and then white would be a pawn up. So that is, it's an annoying threat, and we will see it will actually be executed later on. But at the same time, if black can drum up play on the king side, it might not be such a good idea to go for the pawn on the queen side. Black pushed foxtrot 4, pawn to foxtrot 4, and this clearly shows the intentions of now maybe, yeah, later on black wants to push foxtrot 3, maybe open files with foxtrot takes golf 3. Still, white is clearly better here. Yeah, there are many normal moves that white could play. You have to watch out for things like bishop foxtrot 5 now also, because there is a queen on Charlie 2 and a rook on bravo 1. So maybe it could be a good idea to play bishop echo 4, for example. I don't think that would be a bad idea at all. Bishop to echo 4. That takes control of foxtrot 5. And I would say that after that, white threatens to capture on alpha 7. Other moves like rook bravo delta 1 could be maybe even better, because white also then in the future might jump in on delta 6 with the knight. That could also be a possibility, getting the knight out of the threat from bishop foxtrot 5, getting the rook from bravo 1 out of bishop foxtrot 5 threats, and maybe even retreating with the knight from bravo 5 to Charlie 3 up to delta 5. So white has many good ways to improve his position. But here Krylov started to get very nervous, I would say. He doesn't want black to have the threats of foxtrot 3, so he wants to get rid of the knight on echo 5. He plays bishop takes echo 5. Bishop takes echo 5. And here white throw away almost all advantage. Stockfish thinks that it drops from maybe 1.3 pawns before now to 0.3 pawns, almost equal play. White also sacrifices structurally here. It is an open position, and giving up the dark squared bishop, okay, although it was, albeit for a knight on echo 5, it is a structural concession to give away the bishop pair. Black played queen takes echo 5. Queen takes echo 5. And White went for queen to echo 4. He really wants to queen to echo 4. I repeat again. He really wants to reduce Black's attacking potential here. But at the same time, White's this small advantage that White still had disappears. But it shows that, Krylov was a very good player. It is interesting to see him getting so nervous. I think the situation that Berlinsky refused the draw, I think it was a humiliation for Krylov. Maybe thinking, oh, does he really think that I am so bad that he can do that? And at that time, I mean, not agreeing to a draw against the Soviet companion, so to say, although it was the beginning of the new openness, perestroika and glasnost in Soviet Union, chess was politics. And if you were not a loyal player to doing what was expected out of you from the politicians, that could have consequences. And it actually had. Berlinsky was not allowed to take part in the Olympiad 1988. And as far as I understood, that was because, out of political reasons. All right. Black played bishop foxtrot 5. Bishop to foxtrot 5. White captures on echo 5. Queen takes echo 5. And black plays bishop takes echo 5. Bishop takes echo 5. White continues exchanging woods here. Bishop echo 4. Bishop echo 4. And black plays rook foxtrot delta 8. Rook foxtrot delta 8. Yeah, one could also have fought of rook alpha delta 8. Maybe that would have been slightly stronger. Black attacks the knight on delta 2, which protects the bishop. But at the same time, now the game changes, the structure changes. So we will, instead of black having the bishop pair, white, there will be uncolored bishops instead, which some people would say would more increase the likelihood for a draw, but at the same time, with uncolored bishops, the side that has the initiative is favored by that. White played bishop takes foxtrot 5, bishop takes foxtrot 5. And black rook takes delta 2. Rook takes delta 2. Of course, a very good position for the rook. Bishop echo 6 check. Bishop echo 6. And here, Berlinsky, a bit surprising to me, moved the king to the corner. I would have preferred king foxtrot 8 or maybe golf 7. But foxtrot 8 trying to centralize the king because, after all, we are heading to the ending. So then the king should be more active. But he played king hotel 8. King to hotel 8. Golf takes foxtrot 4 followed. Golf takes foxtrot 4. And bishop takes foxtrot 4. Bishop takes foxtrot 4. I don't really like this exchange of Krylov. Because now White's pawn structure is a bit weaker. But okay, he probably wanted to be able to play echo 3 to get the echo pawn out of harm's way. And that is also what followed. Pawn to echo 3. Pawn to echo 3. bishop Echo5, bishop to Echo5. And now it follows. Knight takes alpha 7. Knight takes alpha 7. And this is a very interesting situation. It might look now that white simply wins pawn, but that is far from the case, far from the truth. Because black, thanks to the white unprotected bishop on Echo 6, black has a tactical way of keeping the balance and actually even getting a winning ending. This is actually a losing move. I think that white must have overlooked black's pretty obvious response. It followed rook delta 6, rook to delta 6, protecting the knight on Bravo 6 at the same time as the rook also threatens the bishop on Echo 6. And now it seems like white might be lost. But there are actually tactical resources that saves at least a bit of material for white. He doesn't lose a piece. The knight on alpha 7 is of course hanging. So now white has 2 hanging pieces. But it followed Foxtrot 4. White played Foxtrot 4. Threatening the bishop on Echo 5, of course. And the bishop... No, the rook now captures on Echo 6. The rook captured on Echo 6. Maybe it could have been possible to move the bishop. I think that would actually have been the case. Let's see. What could have happened if the bishop moves? Then still white has 2 hanging pieces. Of course, let's think like this. The bishop retreats to Foxtrot 6. Let's think like that. In the game, black played rook takes Echo 6. Rook takes Echo 6. That is what was played. But if the bishop would have retreated to Foxtrot 6, let's say, white might have had some tactical resources, like knight to Bravo 5, for example. Knight to Bravo 5, threatening the rook on Delta 6. The rook now captures on Echo 6, but the knight continues jumping knight to Charlie 7. Knight to Charlie 7. That attacks both rooks and the knight on Bravo 6. I think it was such themes that Berlinsky wanted to avoid, because he could see that after some exchanges, black actually would come out in an ending, a clear pawn up, and a very easy win. So that is, I think, the reason for rook takes Echo 6. Because now it followed Foxtrot takes Echo 5. Foxtrot takes Echo 5. And rook takes Alpha 7. Rook takes Alpha 7. And now it seems like black is a piece up, but there is a tactical resource for white here. Rook Foxtrot 8 check. Very well played. Not enough for saving the game, but well played. King Golf 7. King to Golf 7. And now Rook Foxtrot 6. Rook to Foxtrot 6. And you can see here that now the rook I thought whether it could move or not. First of all, black doesn't want to if black captures on Foxtrot 6, then it follows echo takes Foxtrot, we check. And the king captures, and then it follows rook takes Bravo 6. And white regains the piece at least. Not with the best position in the world, but at least he regains the piece. And the rook black doesn't gain anything from moving the rook to Charlie 6, for example, because then it will just follow rook takes Bravo 6 either way. So white regains the piece, but he will lose a pawn. Black plays rook takes Echo 5, rook takes Echo 5. And now it followed rook Foxtrot takes Bravo 6. Rook Foxtrot takes Bravo 6. Black continues rook takes Alpha 2. Rook takes Alpha 2. And it followed rook takes Bravo 7 check. Rook takes Bravo 7. And black played King Hotel 6. King to Hotel 6. Now it is actually 3 pawns each, but black has a lot of threats. He threatens rook takes Echo 3, and also the rook Golf 5 check, followed by rook to Golf, from Golf 5 to Golf 2, is something that white can't allow. So, therefore, white goes for rook 1, Bravo 2. Rook 1 to Bravo 2. And black happily captures. Rook takes rook on Bravo 2. Rook takes rook on Bravo 2. And white recaptures rook takes Bravo 2 as well. But now black has rook takes Echo 3. Rook takes Echo 3. Yeah, so I think when I discussed whether long ago whether black could have played Bishop Foxtrot 6 instead of rook takes Echo 6, I simply think that it was not so difficult to calculate these pretty forced lines and see that now black is a pawn up. He has an active king, more active than white's, and yeah, this position, this rook ending is simply won. White can of course attack the Charlie 5 pawn, but it is easy to protect it. And meanwhile, black will continue advancing his pawns on the king's side, where he actually is a pawn up, and also threaten to penetrate with his king, pretty much as followed in the game. So I think that Berlinsky saw this position when he decided to capture on Echo 6. Yeah, it followed rook Bravo 5, rook to Bravo 5. Black protects the pawn. Rook Echo 5, rook to Echo 5. White plays King Golf 2, King to Golf 2. And black King Golf 5, King to Golf 5. And now we can see that black, of course, if allowed, could march his king over to the queen side and capturing the Charlie 4 pawn. So white plays King Foxtrot 3, King to Foxtrot 3. But this, at the same time, allows King Hotel 4, King to Hotel 4. So now we see that the Hotel 2 pawn is also pretty vulnerable in this position. So white played rook Bravo 3, rook to Bravo 3. And black played pawn to Golf 5, simply advancing the pawn. We are on move 38 here, and we had time control of move 40. So I think probably Berlinsky just didn't bother to think of whether he could have played king to hotel 3 instead, just doing good moves and waiting until the time control was reached. King to foxtrot 2 followed, king to foxtrot 2, and black played rook to echo 4, rook to echo 4, attacking Charlie 4 pawn. So white plays rook Charlie 3, rook to Charlie 3. Black golf 4, pawn to golf 4. And white plays king to foxtrot 1, king to foxtrot 1. Black plays hotel 5, pawn to hotel 5. This is move 41, so now the time control is reached. White played king to foxtrot 2, king to foxtrot 2. And now we see how Berlinsky can use small tactics, exchanging down to one king and pawn ending. It followed rook foxtrot 4 check, rook to foxtrot 4. White played king golf 2, king to golf 2. And black played rook foxtrot 3, rook to foxtrot 3. And this is something that you can learn from, I think. Just see what happens if we exchange on foxtrot 3, then black will be able to take white's pawn on hotel 2. Then we have a king and pawn ending where black has an outside pass pawn. If white would manage to capture the hotel pawn, black would easily in time have captured the Charlie 4 pawn and then queen the Charlie pawn that is now on Charlie 5. So if white now instead would have retreated the rook from Charlie 3, let's say rook Charlie 2 for example, white could play different moves here for sure. Maybe rook alpha 3 would be interesting. There are of course other ways also, rook alpha 3. The idea would be that white can't really leave the Charlie 5 with rook, because then black would play rook to Charlie 3, threatening the pawn on Charlie 4. And yeah, then if white, for example, had the possibility, let's say that white plays after rook alpha 3, rook echo 2, then it can follow rook Charlie 3, rook echo 4, but then rook Charlie 2 check would be pretty tough for white, because then the king would have to retreat to golf 1, and yeah, I'm pretty sure black would be winning in that ending actually. But it's not that easy as I thought. Maybe instead of that was interesting. Rook alpha 3 and rook echo 2. Yeah, okay. White doesn't threaten anything special here. But maybe it's better not to play rook alpha 3, but simply play king Gol5 directly, king to Gol5, so that you then can march the king over king Foxtrot 4. You can also continue marching with the hotel pawn. That is probably a better way to do it, I would say. So after rook Charlie 2, rook Charlie 1, I think black simply improves the position of his king and his hotel pawn, and then he would both have the possibilities of advancing on the king side and move his king over to attack the Charlie pawn and win another pawn on the queen side. So in the game, after rook Foxtrot 3, it followed actually rook takes Foxtrot 3, rook takes Foxtrot 3, which is surprising to me, I must say, because now it is so easily win for black. So I think it also is an indication of Krylov's, he was very much demoralized by what happened in the game, and that he didn't get the draw that he was taking for granted when he sat down and played the first move. Okay, the rook takes Foxtrot 3, Golf takes Foxtrot 3 check, king takes Foxtrot 3, and black played king hotel 3, and here white resigned. Yeah, pretty obvious. Black will capture on hotel 2. White might be able to run with his king, let's say king Foxtrot 4, and black plays king takes hotel 2, and then king Gol5, king Gol3, king takes hotel 5, king Foxtrot 4, and then black is far ahead. He will capture the pawn on Charlie 4 and then queen the Charlie pawn. So it was a bit surprising that anyway Krylov exchanged on Foxtrot 3. Okay, the ending was lost either way, but why choose this very straightforward way? So this is an interesting game, mainly from both an historical point of view and from a psychological point of view. Berlinsky played very questionable moves, especially this Foxtrot 5 without having adequate development. He took a lot of risks, but by playing with self-confidence and humiliating the opponent, that you refused to draw, that was almost a dogma at that time for Krylov. He was in a very new situation, feeling humiliated, I would say. Then he started to exchange pieces, he went for a worse ending, and then he went into complications that actually just led to a lost rook and pawn ending with the pawn down. So, in what follows, in the next 2 videos, I will show 2 games from Piotr Dukashevsky, who also beat Krylov in that tournament. Krylov is a very, very strong player, no doubt about that, and I will also in the future show games where Krylov was winning, of course. He was the world champion from 1978 and 1982. Berlinsky became the world champion in 1986. But Dukashevsky played very interesting games, both against Krylov and Olav Dobrzhin from the DDR, as it was called at that time, or GDR in German, DDR in GDR in English and DDR the East Germany simply. Thank you for watching, and sorry for talking a little bit too long.